and you can't fight back.
Phantom Lancer.
So you got your peel.
Well, at least we got something.
Yeah, right. Quite the dangerous lane. Dubu forced to use an early healing salve. Nangrata is going to be forced back as he doesn't have purification up, and Raven is going to be able to get that last hit for a first blood. Crystal Maiden still dying, but still, it's the first blood. That's it.
Yeah, so far so good. Just farm wars. Aragon looks like he got a toss back into tower. Will it be a kill?
Oh, he's going to skewer him in. Carl really braving this one, thinking he could take one more hit, and he will be able to finish him off. What an outplay by Carl.
What a beast.
That is a sick play by him. He read it perfectly.
He's reliant on getting kills, or you start to fall off quickly.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any need for them to be trying to rush things too much as Immersion. He's going to be pulled back to his doom here as a skewer into the tier 1 tower. Saved a little bit by the cold embrace. The 2-man rotation from behind the tower is kind of coming, but it's just an awkward position to be in all around.
They'll likely get Dubu, but is that really what you wanted?
And it's certainly not what they wanted. Just the 5 position, the sacrificial Dubu, who's always going to die.
Pass metas, PL to an extent. You get ahead. Morph is the best at this, and you cannot be laned against. Plus, you can't die. You've got escapes. Aragon, though.
Chasing down Ergon, who's just been playing so aggressively. Why is he alone in the enemy triangle? Carl, that Magnus is not something to mess with. And he's just going to, oh, just look at him. He's just going straight for the back door on that tier 1 tower. He really wants to take this away from Team Spirit, but maybe he just brought his supports to their doom once again. Zephyr turning around, trying to do as much damage as possible to hopefully allow Carl to come in and clean up, but sadly that's not the case, especially with Nangrata here. Slowing down Carl. Carl, no skewer, may have to RP if he wants to be able to save his own life here. Bit by bit, the Euphonic Shield protecting him a little bit, turns around for the RP, but Team Spirit are kiting him very nicely. Winter's Curse to make sure he doesn't go too far away, but another round of heals. Nangrata with a big nuke. RP going out. A nuke from the Lich isn't quite there, and Carl will limp away to safety. But old Cuckoo, he's not going to be able to do the same, which is going to be the right play here while Misha does get some aggressive vision. They're going to run into the Magnus. A hard hero to bring down, but maybe they can do it with so many slows, and it certainly looks like it. Carl's just going to be left out here as the rest of GEEK fam quickly retreat.
Plays well done by Misha there, prepping the smoke along with the wards, because you're not going to expect that he would have placed these two on the top side.
LTW, careful! He was a little bit low, and yeah, he's just dead. He has no mana to be able to work with.
The defusal surprise. 1 core dies for both teams thanks to it. The enemy side of the map with their warding, you want to play around them. You don't want to allow GEEK fam to drag this out to 30 minutes or so when the PL becomes a problem.
Immediately just back up to full health, and Ergon, you gotta be careful, man. He's just always going in like this. They're gonna throw out the Chain Frost. Hopefully it does something here. They do manage to skewer backwards a little bit farther. Ergon's still gonna die underneath his tier 2, even as the Chain Frost continues to bounce around.
See, Cuckoo's going to poke forward.
A little bit low. Dubu, okay, get some vision in there. Once again, now it's go time. Roshan is quite low. GEEK fam, they're going to jump in here. The RP goes out. Right as Roshan dies, they should be able to pick up the Aegis on the ground. The Winter's Curse, grab it. Can you grab it, please? Get it to telekinesis. Okay, it's Cuckoo. Does manage to get it up in time. Carl, GEEK fam, they do manage to take over this Roshan pit to their advantage, finishing off the carry, taking away that Aegis, now finishing off Nangrata as well. Jump forward by Carl. It's going to be able to get the +1 in Immersion, skewering him back very nicely. A beautiful play all around by GEEK fam. Great stuff by Zephyr on that telekinesis on the Omni Knight, preventing the Aegis from being grabbed. So, is there a backup plan that Team Spirit can fall on? Can they move into the late game, and can they try and re-itemize themselves for a little bit more of a late game timing? Can this Tiny turn into a semi-core? It's certainly not going to happen anytime soon if he dies here. Carl was looking for someone in the back line. I think he thought maybe a support he could catch instead.
Misha?
He's going to beat down Ergon, and Misha does show up eventually. He was like, Carl's like, that's what I was looking for. I knew somebody was going to be around here, and sure enough, you get the +1 once again.
Teams purchased one. The Radiant's also critical, and that's why I think it should have been rushed. Maybe you get 1 or 2 build-up items, but 3 build-up on the Omni is just...
Okay, they found Raven entirely by himself. There is going to be some help from GEEK fam coming in, but they can burst him down fast enough, a little bit more. The Chain Frost isn't going to be enough. Carl comes in, does manage to land the RP, but now their damage dealer is gone. Therefore, Team Spirit still have the advantage in this fight. Toss over, nice play by Ergon, making sure he catches Zephyr at least here. Should be able to kill this support. GEEK fam still kind of sticking around as Carl and Cuckoo quickly realize that this support is not worth it. They're going to run for the hills.
Going for more. They've set too many holes in the draft, right? Because they needed these blinks to try and find initiation tools. Unfortunately, GEEK fam, there's too many answers, and now they're in some trouble. There's the Axe on Tiny.
They've got the Axe. They've got a repair kit as well to be able to hold high ground a little bit better. They have the Scotty on the Morphling, so they may be behind. Oh, Misha He's going to be immediately jumped on by the Abyssal Blade. Winner's Curse goes out, but it was on illusion. Good try, but they need something better there. Zephyr does manage to steal the GA, protecting himself for a little bit longer. RP coming out, controlling ILTW. They have the cold embrace, but it's not on ILTW, and he's actually going to die. Just too much damage from both Raven as well as Carl, and now they look to be able to chase down these heroes. Ergon, blink up by purchasing all these items.
Just go for Throne. Yep, I love it.
Throne.
Win the game.
Well, they're going to throw out their repair kits, and that's going to be 2 tier 4s multi-shotting all over the place.
Or maybe not. You force the kits, though. You'll take those. It'll at least be 2 racks.
You could still maybe go for 2 racks or maybe Megas. The repair kit thrown out there. Of course, it did mean that Immersion had to get too close. Gets caught
from 10 to 15, now 25K. Geek fam, huge lead, now 2 racks. All you got to do now is regroup, regen.
It is very tough for teams here to find that initiation. Misha, he's going to be a little bit far forward. They do have the Aegis on the Phantom Lance. That's why he's willing to just dive like this. ILTW goes for the back line, saved by Cuckoo, that quickening charm. Multiple miscoils and an Aphotic Shield is enough. Their support of the side of teams here does die. Winner's Curse out on the real Raven. That's doing a lot of damage, but again, he has a second life, plus he has Doppelganger, so he's going to be able to get away with the first life still intact. Carl, his BKB is running a little bit low, can't find a good RP, so he's going to have to back up. ILTW as the Phantom Lancer tries to challenge, but Dumu with the freezing field doing so much damage. Now the RP locking down the 2 of them. The Cold Embrace is out. This time it is on ILTW. It will save him for a little bit longer. Enough for him to be able to get out. Double Doppelganger trying to run out Zephyr into the back line once again, but Raven's doing the same thing, and he's doing it better than ILTW, as he's going to be able to finish off both the supports and get Megas for them, plus the Abyssal Blade now into ILTW, burning them out of mana. They're going to throw out the Guardian's Angel, yes, but there's going to be silence. Eventually the GA will fade, and ILTW will start taking tons and tons of physical damage, and nobody from Team Spirit can really bail him out unless Ergon can somehow do an amazing amount of damage. He slows him down a bit with the Avalanche, but again, you can just see nothing really stops Geek Man. Maybe you can slow him down for a moment, but in the end, this is a freight train running through game 1.
It's the new Dota 2 cap almost always turns these team fights into a war of attrition. If you don't have the ability to replenish your resources, aka your DPS output, you will simply run out of it, as we saw there.
If I had to just pick based on the draft, I think
I'd go left.
Team Spirit's draft is really good this game.
And I was...
Nisha. You know, I bet he's probably thinking to himself, do I really care? I mean, it's first blood, of course, that sucks. But
yeah.
Always got to be careful of those thirst charges. They had vision of him, so they even get the battle hunger on him, forcing him to Dark Pact it off. And Zephyr just zaps him down, charging through the tower. Afford very few deaths, otherwise he just starts losing that momentum. Immersion pulled back in, and will be easily picked off by the first.
And I don't mind it, because you can't really play Dota against Bloodseeker in the mid game, so why not try and get to the late game?
Dubu tries to escape, gets blocked by a Fissure and Non-Grata, having no problems.
Oh, hang on. Rupture? Somebody?
Yeah, that is going to be Immersion. Looks like he got caught out somewhere near that mid-tier 2. Carl's just going to keep moving forward. Does manage to get the courier, but now he's on the high ground. ILTW says, okay, we can take a little man fight up here on the hill. King of the hill he is. Oh, what? That was a nice shockwave. Actually, a little awkward interaction where he pushed him to the north ahead of the Magnus, which is impressive because he doesn't have the greatest wave clear compared to a Mag, who has that empower advantage. So at least he's doing that much, and they will be able to find their first opening here. Cuckoo just barely outside of his tier 1 tower, and immediately the trap is sprung. A vision that obviously doesn't see the smoked heroes, but just the idea that like no one's really showing in the jungle. They're still going to be able to find Raven here, leading off the stun from Non-Grata. That is 2 times now. That ward has found a critical core kill. Run out the global silence just to make sure that there is no follow-up from Geek Fan.
That's the most frustrating thing reviewing replays as a coach or captain, is when you realize like you lost a game just because they had vision of everything you tried to do for a little while. In the game, you have no knowledge, and in the replay, it's like, oh, well, they just saw us. Guess that's our bad.
You just have this odd feeling like something's not working out for Zephyr, who stole the tree tans, doesn't actually manage to get away fast enough, but Carl is going to be able to get the 2-man RP underneath the tower. Immersion's going to let go of this freezing field. Hopefully, they'll be able to stand and fight, and that's exactly what happens. Ergon pops his ultimate as well, and we just have this AoE of damage that nobody at Geek Fan wants to be able to run into until Ergon starts getting low, but that big proc. They're going to be able to get the double kill onto Ergon. Raven, who sees a low health Monkey King, but he also knows he's got the Jingu stacks. He's going to be able to heal up as he throws the nuke out onto Dubu. Heals a little bit more. The Rupture's gone, but Cuckoo's going to be able to get the call, and now Raven makes his commitment onto Ergon's life, almost finishing off with the ultimate, but they will be able to overwhelm him, eventually getting that wicked 6 streak.
Instead of giving you a 5-second window to just win fights, and immediately Geek Fam, knowing there's no silencer ult, will look to hunt. They're going to find one, maybe?
Yeah, they're running towards our Earthshaker. They really want that team fighting hero out of the way, and maybe that will open up what you're talking about, opportunities to be able to do something like Roche. Carl pushes forward, the RP going out on Misha. They are serious about getting whatever hero kills they can.
If they didn't have the sentry right away, you still have to play into them, specifically when the Wukongs is down.
Yeah. Okay, just a real fast initiation onto Carl. They make sure, go ahead, throw out the Wukongs, just make sure that Carl's totally surrounded. They get all the damage out on him. He's too tanky of a hero. But kill. Let's turn that 2 kills into maybe a mid-tower.
That's exactly what they're hoping for.
GEEK fam doing a good job playing the high ground at a Fisher, starting things off, but Dubu's not going to be jumped on. The global silence going out, actually stopping that initiation from Cuckoo, and now he's stuck in no man's land. ILTW says thank you very much. Let's get some permanent agility into our hands while Non-Grata deals with the rupture nicely. Try this fight? I'm not sure
you
if
can
it
poke
is.
at it a little bit. You know there's no Wukongs for a little, but it is sketch.
Okay, well, there's the RP on top of the blood right with the BKB activated. 2 of these heroes, ILTW is actually going to die. Skewer back in, but there's no follow-up stun from the Centaur because the Fisher is on top of the Centaur does manage to get him. And now ILTW down. Raven has free run to be able to run down Immersion as quick as possible on the right-hand side. Cuckoo's going to be able to grab Misha as well. That's going to be 3 dead on the side of Team Spirit, all in exchange for a Rubik death. Immediately, the 2 supports will buy back from Team Spirit because they are saying we cannot afford GEEK Fan to be able to get this. They've already blown so much, and we've got Carl surrounded with the Wukong's command once again set up with the stuns from Non-Grata. GEEK Fam, they did get a lot of kills, but they could not feel too confident with Ergon still somewhere on the map.
That's very, very good for Spirit. They used 2 buybacks, but it was on the supports. GEEK Fam popped theirs on Axe, and they're also going to lose the Roshan, it looks like.
They approach that, okay, Cuckoo, he's going to be able to get the call in with a Blade Mail, doing a lot of damage back to Ergon, but he's so tanky, he's actually going to start life stealing now, and he's going to be able to finish off that Roshan, pick up the Aegis, no problem, and Non-Grata goes to the back line. Hello, catches 2, Raven's going to be chasing away, okay, everyone's low enough, he's got a lot of movement speed, so he's fine, but at least they'll get Dubu. Great play by Non-Grata during that very, you know, like that chaotic time of someone trying to take away Roshan. Level 20 talent, the strength, and not going for that skewer range, despite the rupture combo. We haven't seen that rupture combo once. Okay, jump straight into them. Ergon with that Aegis is a brave man. And sure enough, this is looking like a fight that could be okay as the BKB activated allows Magnus to be able to get away. Both of them have just been taking such a backseat to the game and not trying to be active playmakers.
We haven't really seen Raven in the game yet.
Yeah, Raven, well, he's going to be seen here trying to go on a Non-Grata, but BKB activated to turn around, but BKB still activated by Raven. Should allow him to finish him off, except for he couldn't actually do it. I'm not sure why, but he doesn't commit for that kill. And now, well, Immersion, he's going to be skewered back in the blood right. Okay, they finally do manage to finish him off. Zephyr entering in with an Echo Slam that he stole of his own.
Enemies have no vision of him if his ult is still active as he runs around and circles through the jungle.
Well, 2W is probably feeling real good about his Midas pickup now. Ooh, a 2-man stun. Doesn't know it, though. And Carl, man, just got a perfect initiation. A 2-man RP, but Non-Grata is going to respond with the Echo Slam, but it's not doing quite enough. Ergon actually healing up pretty nicely. Does manage to get off the Wukong's command. And GEEK Fam are saying, abort, abort, abort. We got to get out of this AoE. And sure enough, they will on the left-hand side. Non-Grata is trying to stick it to Carl, but he will manage to skewer a decent distance away. But Monkey King is hunting. That's why the Earthshaker's trying to stay on top of this. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we're going to see Misha die. Support, no big deal. Let's go back to Carl, who's still being chased out. Ergon's going to catch up to eventually Non-Grata.
Got the blink, he's got the blink.
The cheeky handshake. Okay, do they have the follow-up blink? Non-Grata going to spot him for a moment. Carl does have a skewer to the right-hand side. Can he TP out?
Oh, no.
Nope. Non-Grata sees
No, your
him.
trees. He's got a Shadow Blade.
And they have no vision.
The rest of his team is here.
And now Cuckoo coming in for pretty quickly. Non-Grata realizing that he chased way too far and the rest of his team abandoned him.
And it all starts because GEEK Fam get the initiation. Initiation and staying off map. The problem, one of the issues with all these neutral items is, of course, the cores have a much harder time carrying detection. They need some now.
Well, we're going to have some buybacks here as the Silencer's going to be TPing in. They do have the skewer away to the right-hand side. IL2W taking a lot of damage there from that rupture, but enough to be able to shrug it off. Now Life Steal really doing some dividends, but they have to chase for some of the backline heroes. That's where they're going to go for Misha, while Raven challenges ILTW with blood right out. He's going to have to leap away from that one, while Ergon gets pulled back into it, turns and fights with the Life Steal, but he's just overwhelmed by so many heroes. Immersion laying out the freezing field, but immediately chopped down quickly by Cuckoo, racing into Misha, and ILTW got caught. He just got spotted by a tree dancing Rubik who lifted him up in the air, stopped that TP. ILTW could be a wipe. They're actually going to fight back for this one, but not Grotto with the Echo Slam, but it's not enough damage. Raven is fine. He had his BKB ready to go. He's ready to fight through all of this. They can't do enough damage, and now they just fed back to back to back. Team Spirit, they're going to lose this fight in a massive, massive way as they got wiped not once, but twice with no buybacks left in the tank. GEEK fam, how much are you going to be able to take out of this? Sure. Yeah. You needed the follow-up disables to get up. Like, you need Wukong's command, and you need the stuns to make sure they stay inside of it. And when GEEK... Unfortunately, Tier 2 still up in the mid lane, so GEEK fam are only going to be able to get the 2 lanes.
Here is GEEK fam, you know what's up.
You can poke very lightly at Roshan. Not overcommitting too much. Just see if Team Spirit... Oh, nice call. Managed to pull the Monkey King down from that tree. The Blood Right going out, silencing him for a little bit of time. He's holding onto his BKB while he can. BKB going out from Carl as he skewers away. So not really the situation they were hoping for there. And Urgon sees the opportunity, especially with Nogrod. Dudes managed to hit the 2-man Echo Slam. Urgon following that up, but no command ring just yet. They managed to get back to the shrine, healing up. Cuckoo back up to full, and Nogrod about to fall, but Urgon, they need to be able to protect him. As Raven's just tearing him apart. He gets off the command ring. Yes, a top from Cuckoo, not quite enough. Urgon healing through all of that. What? He just lived through it to manage to get off that one big nuke, staying inside his command ring as best as possible, but tossed over the side. Urgon still can't deal with Raven. He needs the help of ILTW, but he doesn't have any damage. This Raven Bloodseeker's just too much for them to handle. He's going to chase down ILTW. Zephyr in and out all over the trees, finds him with a Fate Bolt. 3 dead on the side of Team Spirit, and there goes Roshan. The opening.
Raven TPs, gets the DD, summoned back immediately by Dubu.
That's where he was going. I was surprised. I was like, oh, GEEK fam, surely just ended here, but Raven just wanted that a little bit of extra helping hand with the double damage to just kind of poke at the Monkey King. Are you going to pop your BKB? No? Okay, we'll get a little damage on you. Meanwhile, finishing off the Tier 4s. LTW coming forward, immediately going to be ruptured up. Also called by the Axe, pulling him away, but they do manage to get the 2-man Echo Slam once again. But do they have enough damage to command ring? Oh, he actually gets pushed out of it immediately by the telekinesis from the Rubik. So there goes all your damage. That command ring is all important because you could see the Slark in the back line just can't even finish off a Chen. Sure, throw out an RP just for Urgon. That's it. That is the game, and that is it for Team Spirit as they are knocked out.
What a
by GEEK fam.
GEEK fam collected 20 kills. Spirit got 1. What was a close game turned into total domination.